What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. I know it's a little late to the party, but there were so many things to cover over the weekend. JD Vance coming out full bore against Canada, at least the Canadian government, in regards to Build Back Better Canada style. If you guys all remember when Zelensky sat in the White House with Donald Trump and JD Vance ruthlessly fed him his shoes. I think that's the nicest way to put it. I think that I think that this is what Canada needs. I've said a million times over, I think things need to get much worse for Canada before things will get better. And I think the United States is going to help along that. Let's take a look at what JD Vance had to say and discuss. He tweeted out Friday, while I'm sure the causes are complicated, no nation has leaned more into diversity is our strength. We don't need a melting pot. We have a salad bowl, immigration insanity than Canada. It has the highest foreign-born share of the population in the entire G7, and its living standards have stagnated. What he's showing down here is a tweet that says, what happened in Canada will be studied by many historians and economists as the prime example of self-destruction of an otherwise prosperous nation after blindly following left ideology. This is all a result of Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney. Keep in mind, Mark Carney was advising Justin Trudeau during these days. It's all for the benefit of Brookfield shareholders and lining of the pockets of the new mob or mafia under Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney. You can see here, this was Canada, US, UK, all dips around the same time. The Biden era, the Build Back Betters. Canada's living standards growth is even worse than Britain's, it says. This is disgusting. Like, this is what we've sat back and let our country turn into. And it's not, here's the thing for my American viewers, and here's the thing where JD Vance makes a good point as we scroll down. This is not a result of every single Canadian. I can tell you as a Western Canadian resident, we didn't vote for this. We didn't ask for this. We haven't wanted a Liberal government since 2015. The problem is that Mega City 1, as my new co-host Matt talks about on Wednesdays for Unhinged Fringe, Mega City 1, who's essentially Toronto and all neighboring areas, which are 50% of Canada's population per capita, that all live in that one little space, essentially decide who runs the country because of their per capita rating. They are the ones who are voting in this lunacy. They're the ones that no matter how bad it gets, they continue to support it. This is ridiculous when we look at this graph. JD Vance goes on to say, with all due respect to my Canadian friends, whose politics focus obsessively on the United States, your stagnating living standards have nothing to do with Donald Trump or whatever boogeyman the CBC tells you to blame. The fault lies with your leadership elected by you. Nails it right on the head. Mega City 1 elected this nonsense, and it was all because Mark Carney used Donald Trump as a scapegoat and people's Trump derangement syndrome to land him the seat of Prime Minister. We've already seen reports that show this was planned months in advance, that when Mark Carney took over for Justin Trudeau, this would be the attack strategy. And what really sucks, folks, what's really the kicker in all of this is Pierre Poilievre was under the tutelage or the advisement of Jenny Byrne and her failed political team that essentially have lost now 3 conservative elections in a row, showing they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. Pierre listened to her and jumped on the Trump bandwagon as well, hoping it would offset those in Mega City 1 with TDS. Didn't work out, did it? Everybody stood and talked about elbows up. Mark Carney's, he's a banker. He's going to fight Donald Trump. He's going to get us the best deal, isn't he? How'd that work out for you idiots? How are we doing now? As Mark Carney has no deals, tariffs are going through the roof. People can't afford groceries. People are losing their houses, their jobs. It's all managed decline. It's controlled chaos. It's being done on purpose. I hope Donald Trump raises tariffs 400%. I hope he completely obliterates Mark Carney so that he starts to understand, so that those who are in charge of deciding who runs this country start to feel the pinch as their jobs continue to hemorrhage out of this country for greener pastures in the United States. I hope then they realize how stupid they have been and the devastation they've caused to this country, and I hope they're the ones living in tents while other Canadians find a way to make it through until some sanity comes back. Viva Fry steps in here. Living standards have not stagnated, they've just utterly collapsed. More homeless people over 50 than ever. Nobody can afford a home. Record levels of child poverty. Highest rates of government-sanctioned unalivings, what government cutely refers to as MAID. Foreign infiltration in government. 15% of Canadian MPs are born outside of Canada. 22% of Canadians are born outside of Canada. It's a societal collapsing levels of diversity. He nails it right on the head. Good friend of the channel, Jack Dan, is there any chance that things could get worse in Canada? Not that it could get much worse, but nothing surprises me anymore these days. Is there any option to claim asylum in the United States for those who are right-leaning? For those who would support Donald Trump? How do we get into the United States and join the sanity, those that are sane? Government EXE, but our elbows are up, so everything is fine. I mean, there we go. The comment section goes on and on, folks, but what we're seeing here from JD Vance is a truth bomb. It's a massive truth bomb that Canada needs to get its act together. If you guys want to see what's truly insanity and why JD Vance would make an argument like this, I've got this in another video. Canada just committed $1 billion for diseases in other countries at the G20 in South Africa. The nonsense never ends. So it's not $1 billion or we're going to unleash some projects that could maybe help Canada with its economy. We're not going to do anything to bring investment back into the country. We're going to continue this managed decline. Here's $1 billion for Global Fund to fight infectious diseases. This was published November 21st. Canada will contribute more than $1 billion over 3 years to the Global Fund to fight infectious diseases in the world's poorest countries. What are we doing here? What are we doing as a country? This is shocking on every level. What this is a wake-up call that, again, I sincerely hope Donald Trump pummels Mark Carney. I hope that things get so bad for those who are in charge of deciding who runs the country that we see a new government or we see the whole system collapse and Alberta can finally vote to get the hell out of here. I think that's the best thing for us. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, I sure hope this video's earned your subscription. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with a thumbs up and a comment down below. Join me live here on the channel again every Wednesday and Friday for Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays with my new co-host Matt. Friday Night Fringe with the beautiful Mrs. Fringe as we talk about everything that's happened this week in politics, everything we know coming up in the week ahead, as well as your Q&A within the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I look forward to chatting with you guys each and every week, hearing what you have to say outside of these videos. I most importantly look forward to chatting with you this Wednesday and Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.